SummerSlam was the 18th annual SummerSlam professional wrestling pay-per-view event produced by World Wrestling Entertainment. It was presented by THQ's WWE Day of Reckoning 2 and took place on August 21, 2005, at the MCI Center in Washington, D.C. Featured talent from the Raw and SmackDown brands. The main match on the Raw brand was Hulk Hogan vs. Shawn Michaels, which Hogan won by pinfall after executing a leg drop. The predominant match on the SmackDown brand was a no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship between Batista and John Bradshaw Layfield, which Batista won by pinfall after executing 2 Batista Bombs, with the second on the steel ring steps. Another primary match on the Raw brand was for the WWE Championship between John Cena and Chris Jericho, which Cena won by pinfall after performing an FU. The main match on the undercard featured a ladder match for the custody of Rey Mysterio's son Dominick between Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, which Mysterio won by retrieving the briefcase suspended above the ring. Background: 8 professional wrestling matches were scheduled on the event's card, which were planned with predetermined outcomes by WWE's script writers. The storylines revolving around these matches before, during, and after the event were also planned by the script writers. The event featured wrestlers and other talent from both the Raw and SmackDown brands, a storyline expansion to which WWE assigned its employees. Wrestlers portrayed either a villainous or fan-favorite gimmick, as they followed a series of events which generally built tension, leading to a wrestling match. The main feud heading into SummerSlam on the Raw brand was between Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels. A feud between Michaels and Muhammad Hassan and Daivari began on the April 4 episode of Raw, when Hassan and Daivari attacked Michaels. Michaels demanded a match against the two, but he would only be given one if he found a partner. Hogan eventually became Michaels' partner, and they defeated Hassan and Daivari at Backlash. Hogan did not appear again until the July 4 episode of Raw in Carlito's talk show segment. Carlito, along with Kurt Angle, made comments about Hogan's daughter and eventually attacked him. Michaels came out to help Hogan, and they defeated Carlito and Angle in a match later that night. After the match, Michaels performed a superkick on Hogan and left. The following week, Michaels challenged Hogan to a match at SummerSlam, which Hogan later accepted. The predominant feud on the SmackDown brand was between Batista and John Bradshaw Layfield, with the two feuding over the World Heavyweight Championship. During the WWE Draft Lottery, SmackDown was left temporarily without a top championship after John Cena, the reigning WWE Champion, moved to Raw in the draft. On the June 30, 2005 edition of SmackDown, a 6-man elimination match between JBL, Undertaker, Booker T, and SmackDown draftees Chris Benoit, Christian, and Muhammad Hassan was made, and General Manager Theodore Long was to present a new title to the winner called the SmackDown Championship. JBL won the match by eliminating Christian last, but Long announced that plans had changed and there was no need for a separate title. Instead, Long revealed that Batista, who had been the reigning World Heavyweight Champion since defeating Triple H at WrestleMania 21, was joining the brand as the final draft pick, and by winning the match, JBL was the #1 contender. JBL faced Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship at the Great American Bash, where JBL won by disqualification when Batista used a steel chair. JBL was given a rematch at SummerSlam on the following episode of SmackDown. Batista allowed JBL to choose the stipulation, and JBL made it a no-holds-barred match. On the August 11 episode of SmackDown, during Batista's match with Christian, JBL interfered and hit Batista with a steel chair. The following week, JBL faced Funaki in a no-holds-barred match, during which Batista interfered and attacked JBL. Another rivalry leading into the event was between John Cena and Chris Jericho, with the two battling over the WWE Championship. Their feud began when Cena was drafted to Raw during the WWE Draft and began a feud with General Manager Eric Bischoff. Cena refused to comply with Bischoff, who saw Cena as an unfit champion. After Cena successfully defended the title at Vengeance against Jericho and Christian, Bischoff handpicked Jericho to face Cena for the title at SummerSlam. On the August 1 episode of Raw, Jericho refereed a match between Cena and Carlito. After the match, Jericho attacked Cena with a television camera. On the August 15 episode of Raw, Cena faced Jericho and Carlito in a handicap match. At the end, Jericho hit Cena with a steel chair. Before the event officially began, Chris Masters defeated the Hurricane in a match taped for Sunday Night Heat. The first match of the event was between Chris Benoit and Orlando Jordan for the WWE United States Championship. The match started with both locked up in a collar and elbow. Benoit forced Jordan into the corner, and as the referee attempted to break them up, Jordan punched Benoit. Benoit then avoided a clothesline attempt and performed a German suplex. Benoit then applied the cripple crossface to force Jordan to submit. Benoit won the match and the title in 25.5 seconds. The second match was between Edge and Matt Hardy. The fight started outside the ring, with Hardy gaining the early advantage. After repeated punches, Hardy applied a rear naked choke. Edge fought back with a headbutt and punches. Edge then performed a spear to the outside. Both were down briefly before Edge brought Hardy back into the ring. Hardy fought back with punches and mounted punches in the corner. During this, Edge pushed Hardy upwards, causing his head to hit the ring post and bleed. Edge attacked Hardy's head repeatedly, and Hardy was incapable of defending himself. The referee finally stopped the match and awarded Edge the victory. The third match was a ladder match between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio for the custody of Dominick. A briefcase with legal documents inside was suspended above the ring. After throwing Mysterio into the steel steps, Guerrero ascended a ladder. Mysterio performed a springboard dropkick and knocked down the ladder. Mysterio then performed a dropkick, sending the ladder into Guerrero's face, and a springboard seated senton to the outside. Guerrero then performed a powerbomb off the ladder, and a high-low to Mysterio, who was sandwiched between two ladders. Both ascended the ladder again, and Mysterio performed a black body drop onto another ladder. Guerrero performed an alley-oop to Mysterio onto a ladder balanced on the top rope. As Guerrero ascended the ladder, Dominick entered the ring and attempted to shake the ladder. Guerrero confronted him and, as he was about to attack him, Mysterio fought off Guerrero and performed a 619 and a drop-in dime with the ladder. Both attempted to obtain the briefcase, but was stopped by the other. After Guerrero performed the Three Amigos onto a ladder, he ascended the ladder, but Vicky Guerrero came down and pushed down the ladder. She then held on to Eddie as Mysterio retrieved the briefcase to win the match. The fourth match was between Eugene and Kurt Angle for the Olympic gold medal that originally belonged to Angle. Angle gained the early advantage with repeated short-arm clotheslines. Eugene then countered with a spinebuster and attempted a people's elbow, but Angle performed a clothesline. Angle then performed several German suplex. Eugene fought back, and performed a rock bottom. Eugene then performed a stone cold stunner and applied the ankle lock. Angle countered, and performed an angle slam. He then applied the ankle lock and forced Eugene to submit to win the match. After the match, Angle threw Eugene out of the ring and had the referee place the gold medal around his neck. The fifth match was between The Undertaker and Randy Orton. The Undertaker gained the advantage after a leaping flying clothesline and attacks in the corner. Orton gained the advantage by avoiding a big boot. Orton then attacked The Undertaker's left knee. The Undertaker eventually countered an attack by sending Orton outside the ring. The Undertaker then performed a guillotine leg drop to Orton, who was on the apron. The Undertaker then performed an old school and a reverse STO. The Undertaker then performed a snake eyes, but Orton came back with a dropkick. The Undertaker avoided an RKO attempt and attempted a tombstone piledriver, which Orton countered into an inverted headlock backbreaker. Orton then performed a crossbody, but The Undertaker rolled through and performed a choker slam. A fan then entered the ring and distracted The Undertaker, allowing Orton to perform an RKO and win the match. Orton then revealed the fan to be Cowboy Bob Orton in disguise. The sixth match was between John Cena and Chris Jericho for the WWE Championship. Jericho gained the early advantage until he missed a springboard crossbody to the outside. Cena fought back briefly, but Jericho came back with a dropkick and a superplex to Cena. Cena fought back with a black body drop, but missed a flying shoulder block. Jericho then delivered a one-handed bulldog, but missed a lionsault. Jericho countered an FU attempt and attempted to apply the walls of Jericho, but Cena kicked Jericho outside. Cena performed a diving leg drop bulldog and attempted an FU, but Jericho countered into a DDT. Jericho then performed a pendulum backbreaker and repeated elbow drops to Cena's back. Cena fought back and performed a spin-out powerbomb. He then attempted a five-knuckle shuffle, but Jericho countered and applied the walls of Jericho. He then performed a belly-to-back suplex from the turnbuckles. As he attempted another attack, Cena countered into an FU to win the match and retain his title. The seventh match was a no-holds-barred match between John Bradshaw Layfield and Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. JBL attacked Batista during his entrance, and they fought on the entrance ramp and at ringside, using several weapons. Batista performed a spear to JBL through the security wall. JBL shoved Batista into the ring post and continued to beat down Batista after a short arm clothesline. He then whipped and choked Batista with a leather belt. Batista fought back with a belly-to-back suplex and whipped JBL with the belt. JBL fought back, performing a clothesline from hell and bringing the steel steps into the ring. He attempted an attack on the steps, but Batista countered with a black body drop. He then performed a spinebuster and two Batista Bombs, with the second onto the steel steps, to win the match and retain his title. The main event was between Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan. This was Hogan's first SummerSlam appearance since 1991. During Hogan's entrance, a huge American flag unrolled from the top of the stage and covered the entire set. The match started slow, until Hogan sent Michaels outside. Hogan performed a scoop slam on the announce table and sent Michaels into the ring post. Michaels reversed another attempt and sent Hogan into the ring post twice. Michaels continued to attack his head with punches and mounted punches and applied the sleeper hold. Hogan fought out of it with a belly-to-back suplex, but failed to gain the advantage as Michaels performed a flying forearm smash. Michaels then missed a diving elbow drop, and Hogan fought back briefly. Michaels performed another flying forearm smash and applied the sharpshooter. Hogan broke the hold and avoided another attempt by kicking Michaels into the referee. Michaels performed a low blow and hit Hogan with a steel chair. Michaels then performed a diving elbow drop and a superkick. Hogan then fought back with a big boot and a leg drop to win the match. After the match, Michaels extended his hand to Hogan saying, "I needed to know and I found out," and Hogan shook his hand. It has been suggested that Michaels deliberately made a mockery of the match by overselling throughout the contest, allegedly because he was unhappy about being asked to job to an inferior opponent. Aftermath. The following night on Raw, Eric Bischoff made a You're Fired match between John Cena and Chris Jericho for the WWE Championship. Although Bischoff interfered, Cena won the match, and Jericho was fired. Immediately after the match, Kurt Angle attacked Cena and was revealed to be Bischoff's new hand-picked representative to win the title from Cena. Angle and Cena feuded until the start of 2006, with Angle unable to win the title. The feud between Batista and John Bradshaw Layfield ended when Batista defeated JBL in a Texas Bull Rope match on the September 9 episode of SmackDown. Batista then began a storyline with Eddie Guerrero when Guerrero was given a title match at No Mercy, and the two became friends. This storyline ended with Guerrero's unexpected death. The feud between Matt Hardy and Edge continued with a street fight and a steel cage match, and it ended with Hardy losing a Loser Leaves Raw ladder match on the October 3 episode of Raw. The feud between The Undertaker and Randy Orton continued with a casket match at No Mercy, where The Undertaker lost to Randy and Cowboy Bob Orton. After the match, Randy and Bob poured gasoline on the casket and set it ablaze. The Undertaker had vanished from the casket, and their feud briefly went on hiatus until Survivor Series. Shawn Michaels started a feud with Chris Masters when Masters interrupted Michaels, wanting to take the spotlight. The feud between Chris Benoit and Orlando Jordan continued with Jordan losing in rematches, lasting less than a minute each. Results. References. External links, official 2005 SummerSlam site.